Hi there, this is Azil Maksud. Today I am here with another very much important topic, Terragrunt Masterclass with a three-tier application. Terragrunt actually, in the real life, when we are creating the Terraform infra, and then suppose creating for the EC2 for T2 micro, let's showing up like this. I made this one. See here. First, the Terraform infra starts with like this. User creating terraform.tvars, Terraform variables. This file, terraform.state file. Then normally the provider.tf, whatever provider is coming. Then is coming AWS, Azure, anything else. But when we create like uh, t2.micro, we are creating which one with ec2, right? ec2.tf with this module. So normally we want to reuse one more time, multiple times, 100 times, 1,000 times. So to reuse, sometimes we forgot when we are copying this T2 micro for T2 medium or T2 large. Sometimes we forgot. This is human error. Um, Manager said for creating the T2 medium, but in fact, I or any other engineer forgot to change the T2 dot medium. We copy normally T2 micro, which one is existing. So to prevent this kinds of duplication, we use this Terragrunt. So this kinds of duplication is happen and it's not possible to stop, honestly. For this reason, if you add this one that I have used Terragrunt to prevent the duplication in my project, then your resume will be very much strong. And here the project structure setup is like that. I'm showing you the project structure setup. The directory structure will look like this. We'll create the first infrastructure live, any name, first this directory. So inside that directory, dev, prod, and terragrunt.scl, this file. So we will create this one. This is for development environment. This is for production environment. So in the development environment, assume you are creating first VPC, EC2, RDS, ALB. You again for the production, you just copying these guys is coming here, right? VPC, EC2, RDS, ALB. To create the EC2 or anything else, you need first the VPC, right? So when you copying this one, then Terragrunt, the root configuration will search the rules or logic which one is inserted inside, that one is followed or not. Maybe you use the EC2 or T2 micro for dev, but for the production, your manager said or your company is rules like that, you have to use T2.medium. But you copy it from dev to prod, so same thing and you forgot to change the T2.micro to T2.medium. So when you forgot, that kinds of error or duplications will be prevented by Terragrunt. And terragrunt.scl, this file should be also inside this. Yes, so here we will build a project to manage infrastructure for a three-tier web application, VPC, EC2, application load balancer, and RDS, using Terragrunt for better management of multiple environments such as development, staging, and production. Project overview is like that: VPC, EC2, ALB, RDS. VPC for network layer with subnet, route tables, security groups. EC2 instance, it's for web and application server. Web server for front end, application server for the back end. EC2 instance. Then LB, application load balancer for balancing the traffic to EC2 instances. Then RDS, a managed relational database, MySQL for the backend. So MySQL will be attached to the backend and backend will be attached to the front end. So this is the three tier: MySQL, backend, front end. These three guys are attached. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we will use Terraform modules and manage the infrastructure using Terragrunt. Steps to build the project. And these are the steps I already showed you in the picture. Okay, so here is the dev prod and Terragrunt.acl. Infrastructure live. This is where all the environments specific configurations dev and prod will be there, right? This one. I already said this one. Okay, then Terragrunt.acl, this file where you have to define the common settings, especially for remote backend for state storage. So this file will store the state storage for the remote backend, and write Terraform module in the infrastructure module directory. Create reusable Terraform modules. So this is the reusable, right? Infrastructure. This is the VPC EC2 RDS. See here, you created one time, then this is reused here also. So this is called reusable module. Each module will contain configuration for the respective AWS resource, VPC, EC2, RDS, and LB. Terragrunt configuration. Now let's set up Terragrunt to manage the environment, dev and prod. Create the VPC module with Terraform. So first of all, we are creating the VPC. Then EC2, RDS, LB is coming. So yes, in infrastructure module slash VPC slash main.tf. So inside that, here see this one, then slash VPC, then inside the VPC, the main.tf is this one. I am writing like this, vim main.tf. So this v should be smaller. Okay, then resource AWS VPC main. Inside that VPC when coming, then the cider block is coming. So variable dot VPC underscore cider. Then add public private subnet route table, etc. When VPC coming, then public private subnet and route table must be coming also with IGW and NAT gateway. Create the VPC Terragrunt configuration for dev and prod. In infrastructure level, infrastructure live slash dev slash VPC slash Terragrunt ACL. So inside the VPC, you have to create also the Terragrunt ACL, this one. So I'm copying this one. So how to create vim, right? Okay, vim, then Terragrunt ACL. So inside this one, Terraform source, this way, this is the path, modules VPC, then inputs, VPC cider, this is the slash 16, this is the cider is given here, then add additional VPC settings if you need. In infrastructure live prod VPC Terragrunt ACL. So this is, it was earlier which one? Dev. So now in the prod, you have to create also in the prod, the production. So vim control V, this one, then the Terraform source back, you have to go one step back, two step back, then modules, then VPC slash VPC. So module slash VPC input, same thing. So you just reuse this one again. Add EC2 RDS and LB configuration. Repeat, you have to repeat the same thing process for EC2 instances, RDS database, and LB using the Terraform module. Then in example, in the infrastructure modules slash EC2 slash main.tf, resource AWS underscore instance, then web AMI var.ami id, instance type var.instance type. So this is for the which one? This is for the EC2 main.tf in the EC2. Which one? This is for vim. It's coming always like this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Then vim main.tf. Main.tf. Inside the VPC, inside EC2. So EC2 has this main.tf. Okay, instance type. In infrastructure live slash dev slash EC2 Terragrunt.acl. Okay, it should be vim Terragrunt.acl. Should be small. Okay, Terraform source module, same way, in the input, uh, AMI ID, Amazon Machine Image ID for EC2. This is right, EC2. AMI 123 for anything else, you have to take the AMI. Instance type T2 micro, the basic one. Repeat this for RDS and application load balancer. Same thing, just repeat. Guys, please try it yourself. And if you have any problem, please leave the comment. If you need to hands-on, then I'll create one more video for hands-on. I think it will be easy for you guys. Remote state configuration. In the infrastructure live slash terragrunt.scl, configure remote state to use an S3 bucket. Remote state backend equal S3 config like this bucket, my Terraform state key, this is the key, this is the variable, and region, any region. So this is for Terragrunt SCL for the remote state configuration specifically. Then deploy the infrastructure. Now using Terragrunt, you can deploy the infrastructure. Live dev VPC Terragrunt apply all. So after going inside here, you have to pass this command Terragrunt apply all. To apply the prod environment, is for prod. Same way you have to go to the prod, then you have to apply Terragrunt apply all. Okay, so in interview question, how do you apply Terragrunt after installing, after having your all the infra? So Terragrunt apply hyphen all. Please, you have to say hyphen all. Okay. Then Terragrunt will automatically manage dependencies between the modules. EC2 depends on VPC creation, ensuring the resources are applied in the correct order. Managing multiple environments. The beauty of Terragrunt is that you only need to modify inputs or configuration settings specific to the environment. And the rest of the infrastructure, shared modules, remains the same. Okay, this allows easy management of environment like dev, staging, and prod. I have shown only dev and prod, but if you can just copy also staging. Then without duplicating code. So code will not be duplicated because of Terragrunt. Summary: in this topic, we created Terraform modules for VPC, EC2. Actually, VPC and EC2 RDS I did not create it. Just I said to repeat. And used Terragrunt to manage multiple environment. So development and production. Configured remote state management using S3. Yes, so Terragrunt basically for without duplicating the code, for that means that create once, use many times. So to prevent the duplication, you need to have this specific tool, prevent the duplication. I think this is clear to you guys, and if you have any question, please let me know. And yes, I must coming with another must be very much important topic. All the topics are very much important. It's midnight here. Thank you very much. Have a good night.